Hello, this is Ken Ferry with this week's Boots in the Field report. Kind of a quick crop update. As we move into the last 2 weeks in April corn planting, the yields have improved considerably. At present, it looks like the fuller season corns are going to bump out the shorter season corns when it comes to yield. With the increase in humidity and the decrease in temperatures the last 2 weeks, corn moistures have slowed. Instead of that dropping 1.5 a day, now they're dropping like 1.5 a week. The good Lord has ended his half-price drying program. Now, with current temperatures right now and what's on the way, I think this drying in the field will pick back up again. As people are waiting for the corn to dry down, everyone has switched to beans. These beans are disappearing fast. Give it another week and many of the guys will be finishing up on the beans. I think these are the hardest cutting 9% beans I've ever seen. Grower reports coming in on corn disease front. Guys are seeing 20 to 40 bushel differences to the fungicides. Now, most of these are not side by sides. These are reports from areas that were missed in the field or small fields that didn't get sprayed compared to the ones that did. We will have replicated plots to harvest as time goes on. Guys saying the combines have a rust color when you're coming out of the fields that are not sprayed from all of the southern rust. The bigger issue is standability. These infected non-sprayed fields are falling down and they're making harvest a real challenge. Pest crews, we need to stay on top of stock quality. Even though we've switched to beans for right now, we're in bean harvesting mode, we need to keep an eye on this corn crop. A number of guys are wondering about planting wheat in these dry soils. Well, we kind of have two options, right? Wait to see if it rains in the next 2 weeks or so. Then go ahead and plant, but we're going to have to bump our populations up from 1.5 million to 1.8 to 2 million in seeds. And this will increase the head count that we get from less tillering due to the late planting. The other option is to go ahead and plant it in our time now if we got it. I would plant it an inch deep, and I would go ahead and bump the population up to 1.8 million. Myself, I would plant it. That's what we're going to do here. Now look at your seed tag to find out your seeds per pound to be able to hit your rate. Guys are seeing a lot of moth activity, wondering if this is a concern for next year. These are mainly green clover worm moths. They will not be a problem for next year. Combine operators need to stay on top of the harvest loss and do this every day in every field, maybe every variety. Just go back there. You can quickly see what 2 bushel loss looks like compared to 5 or 6 if you start doing these counts. But with these tough cutting beans, it changes by variety, by field. So let's stay on top of it. Work with your reel speeds and your combine speeds to try to manage some of this header loss, and that's our big challenge today, is to keep those beans in the head. Tillage is off and running in many operations as well as the strip tilling. Remember that our fall tillage, our goal there is to have less than 3-inch peaks and valleys next spring. This will allow for more uniform moisture in the spring when we do our finishing pass. Some of these fields may need a leveling pass yet this fall, especially if you're planning on planting beans in early April. Finding dry enough conditions to level in March without compaction, that's usually a challenge. Here in the community, we continue to deal with field fires. This week we lost another combine to fire. Everyone needs to be diligent and watching for any signs of trouble. Combine operators can't see what's going on behind them on that machine. So truck drivers, cart operators, all need to keep a constant eye for any sign of smoke coming from that combine. Realizing this too is a challenge with the amount of dust that's being kicked up with the combines. I think a camera aimed at the engine compartment would be worth it. So the operator could keep an eye out for smoke as he's trying to keep an eye on everything else. The 10-day forecast here locally looks like it's good for harvest, little to no rain in it. These long, dry harvest stretches, though, up the risk of fire and team burnout. When people get tired, accidents happen. So don't forget to give your team some breaks. To stay up to date, check out our website at croptechinc.com and subscribe to our podcast, Boots in the Field Report. Keep her safe, keep her moving.